Hello, welcome. Oh, fantastic. Welcome, David. Thank you so much for coming along. So this will be a treat, light in the darkness. What we can do with origami to lift our spirits and to bring a bit of color, creativity, a little bit of focus time for yourself. So I'm bringing along two folds. This is a generous time of year when we really need to lift our spirits. So I'm going to bring along a lanterns, which I thought would be lovely to you can string up and maybe put it up in your window, bring a bit of cheer. Good afternoon, Eric. Lovely to have you here. Thank you. And also a star bowl, which is from Florence Tempco. And I was recently sent this lovely magazine. This is from the British Origami Society. Safi sent me this, which shows the original diagram as to make this beautiful star bowl. So it's one I really, really love, and I was sharing with people in hospital last year, and everyone really enjoyed that. So it's such a lovely, lovely shape. So you're going to be doing two for the price of one. Hopefully it's going to be a nice one. Hello, Galen. And so this festive time, I've been doing extra folds. I just thought there's lots to pack in. Why not? Think of it as a big stocking of origami presents. Maybe they could be decorations for home. Maybe they could be nice presents for others as well. So, and most of all, I hope it can just help give you a little bit of a hello, Deborah. I hope it can give you a bit of a lift as well. So, lanterns and candle ball. I've actually just been doing a live event too, so it's a bit of a busy day, but a nice one. So this is actually tied in with a festival that's happening. I think it's in the Lambeth area, so it's in London, and they've got a sort of giant advent calendar idea with lots of creative events involving lots of artists. So I've been involved in that, and actually we've just been going on an amazing tour. Hello, yeah, the bowl's beautiful. We've been going on a tour to an amazing creative house, which is cared for by the National Trust. And it's full of carvings and it's a play of light and shadow. So that's where this idea of this light and darkness has come from. And origami using, often it can be recycled sort of paper. The person who made this amazing house of carvings just used wood from skips and managed to make beauty out of things which other people see as rubbish. And actually, I think at the moment our homes are a place of our creativity and warmth, and wherever you are you can always make some beauty, and actually paper folding is a beautiful way to make decorations that will make you feel special. So in this case, you can see I've got a mixture. I happen to have some lovely colourful rainbowy paper. This one actually was completely white, and I just coloured in as well. So I'd done a little bit of writing. I'd written about light, and then I coloured in, then I strung up. So you can always colour. So if you don't have nice papers, that's absolutely fine. I will show you A4, but you can then give it a go at making it really unique. And the star bowl too, which is so lovely and three-dimensional. Actually, for the star bowl, I would recommend, although we could tuck little pieces of paper, I would recommend actually scissors. It makes it, I find, balance better. It's also easier to do. So I'm keen to keep things as simple for people as possible, because for many people, origami is new. So if you can, grab yourself two pieces of paper and a pair of scissors. I hope you'll forgive me, origamists, but we're going to be folding from an octagon, so I think it's reasonable. So, right, it's almost 5 minutes past. I usually just have a little chat first of all, just because it means that it takes people a little time to arrive. And yeah, if you can, it'd be lovely if you can make lanterns to put up in your window. I'd love to see them as well. On Facebook, join the fold, Origami to Beat Boredom, if you want to share any images. And on Twitter, which is where I share a lot. Hello, Amy. I share on Twitter an awful lot. Lovely. Oh, lovely to see so many of you. Obviously, I can't see you, but I can see your comments. I know you're seeing this. Yeah, and on Twitter at Dr. Lizzie Burns, I share quite a lot there. And events. I'm doing a monthly fold, which actually David very much came along and supported in my library. I happened to be in Oxford, and we were building up an amazing following of people of all ages coming and doing origami. And so gone online. Why not? So I'm going to be doing a monthly fold. That's going to be this Saturday. So if you look on at Dr. Lizzie Burns, if you wanted to come along to a live fold where we can help each other a lot more, then do come along. grabbing something to press on. So we'll start by making one of the lanterns first, and then we'll go on to the star bowl. So we'll start with the simplest one, which is flat, but I think rather lovely. I found it quite charming. And it also reminds me quite a bit of the chatterbox that you might have done when you were a child. That's everybody loves that. So it's quite nice. Hello, Stephen. Lovely to have you here as well. It's great to have a lovely, lovely community of you. So if we take a corner, we're going to make a square as per usual. We're going to take a corner and then line it up in a straight line through the tip there. That's right. Just take your time, nice and slow. Oh. That's right. Good strong fold. It gives it the strength, but it's also quite relaxing, putting in a little bit of pressure. Good to have you here as well, Matthew. Get rid of this rectangle, turning it over and bringing it back. So yeah, I'll be doing many different festive folds. I may be doing, as with this week, a couple of folds each week. I need to map out because there's quite a few things I want to show you, and really most of them need to be done before Christmas, really. And hopefully, certainly next year, it won't be like this. So let's use our cheer while we need it and really enjoy this time of creativity. Little neck. You should then be able to tear that off. But for the next one, I think scissors will be useful. So you've made a diagonal already. Hey, David. Oh, yes. I don't know where this one's come from, but it was actually through people I've been working with came across this and were keen for me to do it. But yeah, I've ended up liking it a lot, actually. It would be good to find out who has invented it. It's often quite hard, isn't it? Because you can find videos on YouTube, but they rarely credit, and it's probably because they've learnt from others as well. I mean, I'm the same. Diagonal, and then we'll do the other diagonal. Well, then it's good to show you a different one, David. There's one where it can be smooth inside, but actually I rather like the shape of this. So I've done both diagonals. That's great. So we're going to take the outside and aim to the middle. So it really is like the fortune teller or chatterbox. If you're new to origami, then this may well ring a bell. It's one of the most fun pieces of origami that you can change its shift shaping, isn't it? Doing that each corner to the middle. Well, thanks for coming along, David. Great to have you here. And again, the corner to the middle. Very satisfying. Looks like an envelope now, doesn't it? Top to the middle. You'll find out how good your square is, I suppose, by this. It'll be all right. So it should look like this. I mean, just enjoy that structure in itself. Isn't it lovely, the light and shadow? So hopefully do let me know if you need me to explain anything more, but I will assume that you've managed that. It's fairly simple in principle. Turn to the back, the smooth side, and again we'll aim for the corner to the middle. Getting smaller our lantern. But we thought it'd be really nice if people could make lanterns and put them up in their windows. We've had rainbows early on, but we need a bit more sparkle again, something a bit different. And I think this is rather nice because I think it will last beyond Christmas. Well done, Eric. Sorry, this involves quite a bit of thick paper, actually. I'm just realising it's probably not great for hands, but I hope you can manage, or at least get it in principle. There we go, lovely thing. So hopefully, are you all joining me there? I will assume you are. Yeah. Yes, you could make lanterns and then maybe hang them up in the window, because I think once it's January, it's going to be a bit dark and we really will need a feeling of light. Turn it to the other side. And one last, bringing the corners into the middle again. So, very thick now. Sorry, Eric. This isn't, I haven't thought of you, have I? Because it really feels thick to me. Depends on finger strength, I guess, things like this, or how thick your paper is. I tend to use copy paper, which is actually quite thick. Maybe it's good exercise. Yeah, I'm sorry. The next one will be easier, but this is quite thick. So is it looking like that for you? I'm just going to grab a quick mouth of coffee. I've been a bit chatting for the last hour and a half or so, but it's all good. There we go. So hopefully you're at this point with me. We're almost there, I promise. So our next step is to turn to the back, and it should look like this. Like this. And then if you turn it so it's diamond in position, you should be able to push up the corner there and the sides come out. Can you see? So it's flat there. And that's it. That's making the top of your lantern. Obviously this is a flat piece of origami, but it does look rather effective, I think, when coloured in and hung up. And the same with this bottom one. So pushing it down, and I think just pushing down that corner, it just opens it up. I had been trying to put my fingers in there, it doesn't work very well. So actually just pushing the corner down, it should open it up. So it should look like this. So I thought it was quite nice, this decoration. As you can see, I have used, some cases, nice rainbow coloured paper. In this case, it was just as you just saw, but I have coloured it in. I wrote about light, and then I did a little bit of colouring in as well. So there we go. Oh, Deborah joining me again. That's amazing. You're going to be an absolute pro. You'll have made lots of lanterns by that point. So maybe you can put these decorations up at home, maybe in school, who knows. So it should look like that. I hope that's worked for you. I hope that was kind of quite pleasing. We're next going to make, oh yeah, I agree. I think Diwali is a nice one of light, but I think all cultures really in some way bring along this warmth. Paula, lovely to have you here. Wow, that does sound good. Some gold paper. That would be really nice. It's a nice kind of string hung from it. Very pretty. I think every culture, we all struggle when it gets a bit dark and it's a bit of a quiet time, and it's very dark at the moment. You can see I love my lights. I really need them. They make me feel so much better. It's about, I think most of it is about lifting your spirits, isn't it? Colour and the light just makes you feel a little better. It does represent hope. Oh, you haven't paused that before. That's great. Oh, excellent. Well, there you go. Practice makes perfect, Deborah. I'm really glad. So that's brilliant. So we're going to make a star bowl now, which really is a treat. It's three-dimensional. It's beautiful, from Florence Temco. And I hope you're going to enjoy this. I love it. And if possible, grab yourself some scissors. I think it will help. When I've done it without tucking paper, it doesn't balance that well. So, and I think it will just make life easier. So we're going to take a corner, and again, making a square as per usual. But yeah, the repetition is in itself kind of calming, isn't it? There we go. So through that corner, like so. Getting rid of the rectangle, turning it over, and bringing it back. Wow. That's amazing. So many of you have so loyally come back every week. It's really lovely. I hope it's given you a really nice, constant, a place, you know, you can come and relax and do something special. I've tried to do things that kind of mark the time. I think in a way it's quite hard at this time. Days can blur quite easily. So I think, well, for me anyway, the origami's helped give a way of marking out time and changing seasons and changing festivals and things you want to wish and how you're feeling. And it's very symbolic, as all art is. Oh, wow. Did you really? Oh, amazing, Wendy. Wow. Beautiful name too. Florence Temco. What a beautiful name. Oh, that's lovely. So I did a diagonal there. Well, I hope it's lovely that we're doing something after. It's a real legacy. I think that people made amazing discoveries and passed it on, and that's such a beauty of origami. Fellowship of Paper. That's a really nice way of putting it. So we've done, yes, we're going to take over the world with origami. Everyone should be doing it, shouldn't they? I completely agree. So we've done a diagonal. If you do the other diagonal, please. I mean, you'd never think that joy comes in such a simple form. Just a piece of paper and folding it. It sounds ridiculous, really. But feeling satisfaction and relaxation and discovery and wow, achievement is amazing. It's about forces, really. At heart, it's quite simple, yet it's quite complex. Constantly fascinates me. It's an enigma, isn't it, paper? So we've done our diagonals, and if we turn it over, and then if we do a horizontal and a vertical, so this is one of these bases. I have to say, from doing it on film, I've ended up doing things differently to how I would have done it for myself, because I think it's easier to show this way, flat. It's hard once you start folding things up in your hands because people can't see what's going on. I did it one direction and then the other. That's it. So hopefully, as you've got it, it should be like this, and you can just push it together and it forms a square. Now, sometimes for people, it can be the other way up. So I'm just going to really briefly show you. If you've got a triangle like this, so turn it the other way around, pop your finger underneath the middle and push it and it pops. So one way round produces a square and the other a triangle. It's often with live sessions I can see when that's happened, because it takes people a while to understand that. Again, it's fascinating how stimulating that is, and it's just a few folds, and how actually it takes quite a bit of learning to even grasp that. So hopefully you've got it in the square position. As I said, if it's a triangle, then pop your finger underneath the middle, push it, and it will turn the other way up. Great. So if we turn it all the same way up, so the bunched up bit is at the bottom. And think of these as pages of a book, a little page of a book here. So little pocket, if you pop your finger in and squash it down, and at the same time keep the points together, keep that line lined up to the middle. I recommend doing it on a flat surface, not trying to do it in the air as I'm attempting to do into camera. And as I said, actually finger down to the bottom, because you're trying to get rid of any wrinkles. Because any wrinkles will then disrupt the shape. So hopefully you can see I'm aiming there, but I'm aiming into a camera. But you do it to yourself, it's much better. The skills I've been learning in lockdown. It's great. I've been really embracing it as a chance to get creative. Very lucky that I can do that. Lucky to get that support to be able to do it. People are in very difficult positions at the moment. Hope this can encourage a bit. It's something. How you feel is very important, isn't it? At least it's a tool. So I hope that's worked for you on one side. Turn it to the back. Same thing again. These little leaves of a book. Pop your finger in and squash it down. Keep it in a straight line. Again, I recommend, I think I might direct the camera down. It is harder doing it into a camera. That's it. And then down on the surface, you can line everything up nicely. So it's all lined up there, points together. And then if you flip through your pages of a book, get to another side, and it's the same thing again. Put your finger in, squash it down, keep it in the middle. Everything lined up. Like so. So Wendy, you must have been travelling around the world with the origami. That's so good. And of course, there's always been lots of origamists who would go on cruise ships as well, helping with that cabin fever. I hope people all managed to escape from those. Yeah, it suddenly became a complete nightmare, the thought of a cruise ship during this time. Awful. Hope everyone's got through that. At least this is a good time to celebrate light and darkness, because with the vaccine, such amazing news. I have to say, as a scientist, I did not know whether a vaccine would be possible at all. I was truly hoping for hope, but nature is bigger than us, and just because you want something to work doesn't mean it will. So it's been astonishing news, and this new type of vaccine is fascinating. It's about actually understanding how our cells normally work. It's very interesting and makes complete sense. I could tell you loads about it. I'm very excited. It's very good. And obviously I'm here in Oxford, so to felt that excitement of people working so hard. So although I know people are saying it was too quick, they've been working flat out out of real care. Everybody's been doing their very best. It's brilliant news. It will get our lives back together again. And let's hope it's, we'll, give a new appreciation as well. Let's hope we can keep some of the good bits. I just hope we can keep safe. So we can try to do. Has that worked for everybody so far? As I said, I have a good old chat. Wow. Amazing. American South East Coast Origami Convention. Oh, well, let's hope there are more trips going ahead. They really are heroes, the scientists. I just hope that people will see how precious it is, a vaccine. It's about actually how our body normally fights against disease and just helping it work. But I think understanding is fairly key, isn't it? So what I want you to do, you could tuck these back, but I find it just doesn't balance so well. So to be honest, I recommend cutting off these end bits. You don't have to, so if you prefer not to, that's okay. You could spend more time on it, but I've found it balances better actually without these bits. So I'm going to show you because I think it also makes it a bit more accessible too. So we've made it into a hexagon. Sorry, an octagon. Not a hexagon, octagon. 8 sides to it now by cutting off those bits. Is that good? Has everyone managed? Hard to know, but I hope you've kept up there. So snipped off those bits. And our next step, and also, each week I record these as well. So if it's not working with live and you got part way there and you need a bit of help, you can always go on to one of those videos and you can pause, and it's probably better lighting conditions than now. It's gone so dark. Well done, Eric. Excellent. Oh, thank you, Paula. It's great to be making it with you too, across the world. How wonderful. Yeah, let's hope we can all meet together in person. So one of these little side bits, one of these pages, if you fold down, and hopefully it's been giving us real comfort during this time. Jeanette in India. Amazing. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I've got a feeling I may not. My apologies if I keep getting it wrong. Yeah. But very much welcome. I hope you're doing well. I guess it's night time, isn't it, in India? It's evening. So again, this point and then bringing it down. Hope you'll enjoy the star bowl. We were saying it'd be very nice for Diwali. I know that's happened, but this feels like a Diwali one, a star bowl. Realise that's not quite in the middle, so you can be critical. And the good thing is with paper, you can reposition. That's all right. So you're happy. So I'm doing it in pairs, and think of these as leaves of a book. You can flick through to another page, and the same thing, the side, and folding it down. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing this case. I've done 2 in 1 week, and I think I'll be doing the same again next week. I've probably got lots of things to get through in time, because there's some really nice festive folds. It should be good to share with you. I've been enjoying making a stocking at the moment. I don't know if you've made a traditional stocking, but it's really fun. You can even put things in it. It's made me feel properly festive. Not sure how tight that is. Again, you can be critical and refold till you're happy. Each pair, do the same thing. There we go, straight line to the middle. It's a nice shape, this. We're going to do something a bit surprising after this. I'm sure some of you may have made this before, but some of you may not. Is it new for anybody? Maybe. It's hard to answer, isn't it, when your fingers are full? What's the time? There. It's coming up to 2:30 in the afternoon. But you can see it's quite dark, hence my little lights in the background look quite bright. It's just very grey days here at the moment in the UK. It's why we need to have a festive time. We'd all feel fed up otherwise. Yeah, oh good. Wow, Wendy, it's new for you. Wow. Yeah, I love this one. It's really nice. So hopefully it looks like this folded up in every direction there. So it should be nice and neatly the shape. Are you ready for the next move? Have a quick mouth of coffee. Well, it's bound to take you a little bit longer than me, as I've already done it many times. So, hope you've all managed that. Keep it up. Well done, Eric. Oh, really? Gosh. Wow, Stephen. Oh, brilliant. I have a sinking feeling. In what way, David? That doesn't sound good. Oh, I see. It's an origami joke. Sorry. I was taking it very literally. Thanks for that. So our next step is opening everything. Opening up all of these little flaps. And then the entire lot. I love this bit. It feels like such a liberation after doing all of that careful folding. You want to do the whole lot? I'm doing this. Whee. It's getting bigger. It's like a big parachute. Ding! Isn't that a beautiful shape? Thoroughly recommend just to enjoy the shapes that emerge. And yeah, there's a few different things you could do with this as well. Many things you could do with this. But enjoy this lovely shape. So has that worked for everybody? Have you managed to undo every side of it so it's open now? Hopefully. So at the top, can you see there's like a diamond shape? You're not going to add any extra folds, but what I want you to do is to push it in so you could close it up. You don't necessarily have to close it up as you go along. We will be closing up later on, but it's this idea of pushing in each of these diamond shapes and doing that on each side. Great. It's quite satisfying, I think, once you get the hang of it. So in each case, it's just slightly reforming the direction, isn't it? A nice sound of paper there. There we go. It looks something like that. It is like a flower. Yeah, it is. Actually, it reminds me a little bit of a kind of scallop shell as well. It's a lovely natural form. I mean, I could just enjoy it as this, really. It's beautiful. It looks very peaceful, doesn't it? Yeah, oh, exactly. Me too. I love origami too. I think we all do. We've discovered a secret of very cheap joy. And it's good for you. Of course it is. So what we can do is start to close it up. Can you see? You can start to close up. All of these sides will gather up and then it will flatten. I'm afraid it's only in your own hands you'll start to learn how it all... It is addictive. That's the only problem. No, it's not a problem though, is it? Of course, makes you feel better. Oh dear, that is an addiction. As long as you... yeah, I have to wean myself off it occasionally. I've been doing lots of drawings, which I love, but I almost have to go, no, not allowed to do any origami for a bit. But then I quite enjoy the delayed reward, so I will not do it for a while because I know I'm going to do all of this and then I'm going to enjoy getting back to it. But I don't know whether that's that's an addiction if you feel like you can manage going without it for a little bit. I think learning generally is an addiction as well. If you enjoy learning things, yeah, it's a joy. I never want to stop learning things. As long as it doesn't completely take over. Oh, it has. You can tell I'm covered. It's covered in origami. Well, as long as it makes you happy. I don't think there's too many bad side effects, are there? People often joke about paper cuts. I've never had a paper cut from doing origami, so there's not that effect. Every day is a school day. Yeah, exactly. We never grow up fully, nor should we. So hopefully you've managed to gather it up, like so. And I want you to take that top triangle, and fold it down in a straight line. Oh, good for you, Stephen. Now I'm curious. Yeah, it is an obsession. But actually, I think something, for example, like the 1,000 cranes, I can see how, you could get obsessed with, I want to do 1,000. For some reason, I've never really wanted to go that far, although I have a little bit with some of the modular pieces. But I find once I've done something, I then want to move on to something else. Nobody gets hurt. Yeah, I don't think you can generally get hurt by paper, can you? No paper cuts. Leaf through to the next side and the same thing again. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's very generous. There's not many art forms where people give away their work. You don't do a painting generally and give it away. Whereas with origami, you've made one or two for yourself, and after that you start giving them away because your place would fill up with them. So it's very generous, and it's something so lovely. So I don't know, maybe in the background somewhere there's the beautiful daffodil, David, that you gave me, sitting. It's a little bit covered up with all my pieces of origami, but it's sitting there beautifully, and I really treasure it because it's from you. Yeah, it was a present, a really beautiful one. And maybe you've made quite a few of them, but for me it's very special. It's a stunning piece of origami. I haven't quite managed it myself. I don't know if you can see that. Yellow one is actually sort of partly opened one, but I wasn't able to tighten it enough. Yeah, that top one. It is. There's something very touching, isn't there, about origami? Makes people feel special. We all like to feel special. And I think it just gives you that time and that care. That's right. Yeah, you're right, Eric. Yes, lots of decoration. I love decoration. My poor partner is such a minimalist as well. He has to cope with me. Very different. So when I'm doing things, I'm downstairs surrounded by the colour. He prefers upstairs where there's only one blank wall, which he prefers as his background, which is fair enough. But I'm not like that. He wouldn't realise it was the same house now. Turning through. So keep going through these pages. Yeah, I like colour. And actually, to be honest, I think a lot of my inspiration as a child teenager, I went to India when I was 8 or 9 for a whole year, pretty much a whole year. And it really inspired me. When I look at my art, it just completely changed after going to India because there's so much decoration. And I think that's had an impact on me in a good way. And I think people actually being more friendly, people going up and saying hello, whereas actually it's not particularly polite to do that in Britain. You tend to sort of keep your distance from people. At the moment, that's a good thing, but generally it's quite nice. Yeah. I was in London. Oh, wow. Were you? Gosh. So it's like, yeah, you've been here. Wow. And I've been there too. Across the world. So it should look like this. Actually, it's looking a bit like a Christmas tree, isn't it? It's a little bit festive. I put my finger in it because what we're going to do next. Oh, wow. So you've been across the world too. What a special thing that is. At the moment, we're really appreciating that because obviously our world's got a bit smaller for now. It's probably very good for the environment. I remember seeing those pictures of Delhi during the proper lockdown. It was It was beautiful, wasn't it? Suddenly blue skies and sunshine, very different from the pollution, which is not good for our health. So if you put your fingers in the middle, gently, gently, you will start to kind of remove the folds at the very base of it. So I'm very slowly. Oh, have you? That's interesting. Slowly removing. What way is it different? I'm curious now. There's probably many different ways of making something similar. There's all these different pathways. So I'm putting my fingers in. How I've learnt it, I guess, is maybe my own unique way as well, or maybe I've ended up doing things differently. So smoothing out the bottom of this. I know you don't need to have cut off the pieces that we did earlier, but it's made it simpler and it balances a little bit better. Oh, were you? Oh, interesting. Yes. I was like, what's thinking, feeling, oh no, what am I doing wrong? It's funny. Then I realised it'd be an origami joke from you, which is a good thing. So you have to sort of make sure it's all balanced at the bottom in order for it to be a nice shape. But hopefully it's worked. And it's just really enjoyable for the light and shadow. If you had like a little LED light or something, you could put it in there. It would glow as you've been playing around, Paula. You could put a little light in there or turn it up or something there. But to be honest, I think you can just enjoy it as it is. The interplay of light and shadow is already beautiful. So it is nice, isn't it? Really nice. Yeah, lots of people have joined. I think it's that festive time when it's a little bit cold as well and it's a bit grey. Probably not in India. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And yeah, if you happen to be on social media, if you look at Dr. Lizzie Burns on Twitter or Join the Fold Origami to Beat Boredom, then you can share any pictures of your folds. I always love seeing that. But I know that you've been here anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? And I'll see what we'll do next week. I'm going to have to map out all these things. We've got lots to do. As I said, the stocking I'm enjoying quite a lot at the moment. So excellent. I'm so glad it worked for you all. It's quite an ambitious piece, actually, that one, isn't it? Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Thanks ever so much, everyone. Well, wishing you all a good rest of your week. And if any of you want to come on this festive fold, I'm doing an event on Saturday, 11 till 12. If you look on my feed at Dr. Lizzie Burns on Twitter, you'll see the details. That's probably the easiest way. Or if you look under Eventbrite, Festive Fold Origami, you would find it for this Saturday. So take care, and it probably includes some of this anyway, but there'll be other things as well. Take care. Bye-bye. Till next time.